everybody, it's Sarah here, your friendly neighborhood harpist from the Cabrillo Festival. I am here to introduce to you my favorite instrument, the harp. Ta-da! The harp has 47 strings and 7 pedals, which I will be demonstrating later. You'll see what they do. And it's a really special instrument. It's in its own category in the orchestra. It isn't blown into like a wind instrument or a brass instrument. It isn't bowed like a string instrument. It isn't beaten like a percussion instrument. It's actually plucked with the fingertips. I'm going to go ahead and play a piece for you right now by the famous Tchaikovsky from his ballet, The Nutcracker, and it's the Waltz of the Flowers cadenza. Reminds you of the holidays a little bit, doesn't it? Well, one of the reasons I really love coming to play at the Cabrillo Festival is I get to work with composers who think outside the box and come up with all kinds of really cool sounds that the harp can make besides just plucking with your fingertips. And I'm going to talk you through some of those really neat colors and sounds the harp can make. The first thing that you should probably know about the harp is it's famous for its glissandos. They sound like this, and I make the sound by dragging my fingertips across the strings. You'll probably hear it in a lot of dream sequences in movies and cartoons. So, I did that with the tips of my fingers, but I can also do this with my fingernails. Sounds a little something like this. It's kind of a little metallic. The bottom of the harp, the strings are actually made out of metal wound around silk. And some composers really like to use this region of the harp because it gets all kinds of percussion sounds. I can actually take the flat of my hand and beat the string sideways like a drum, and it sounds like this. That's called a thunder effect. I can also take a metal object and scrape it vertically along the strings, and it sounds like a grating sound, like so. I can also use the soundboard like a drum. I can take my fingers and cover the holes on the strings, and it sounds a little bit like a xylophone. We can also take the string, visually sort of cut it in half, and play what's called a beautiful harmonic, and they sound like little bells. They sound like this. I'd like to play a piece for you now that is by a composer named Salzero. It is a piece that he really features the glissando that the harp can make. And it's got sort of a Latin dance theme. So feel free to dance along in your living rooms listening to this. So the neat thing about that piece is I always was playing the same rhythm, but what was changing were actually my feet. And I'll turn the harp around and I'll show you that the harp has these little pedals at the bottom, and there's 7 of them, one for each note, if you think about the white keys on the piano. And when I change these pedals, this is the C pedal, all the red strings, which are the C's, will actually change pitch. So I'm playing the same strings 3 times. And one of my favorite effects on the harp, it's sort of I call it the Jaws effect. And it sounds like an ominous underwater creature coming, swimming in the ocean. And those are called pedal glissandos. Well, I hope that you enjoyed listening to some of the neat sound effects my instrument is capable of making, and I'm really excited to see you all next year at the festival. And I hope you enjoy all the other instruments you get to listen to today, but mine is the coolest. All right, well, take care, everybody. Thanks very much for joining me. Okay, bye.